Hello all fluffy gamers. I was thinking, what if we take Path of Exile 2 and slap it together with graphics card from 2013. So I threw it in my PC and jumped in the game. First issue that I noticed is that some of the things are glowing green. Now I'm thinking what could be the cause for those issues, and I figured it might be AMD drivers, as I did not notice issues like that with RTX card or when I ran it in the integrated graphics. Bit more about that later. So I go and uninstall the AMD R9 and let Windows use its own graphics drivers on this card. I jump back in the game and voila, no more glow. Then I thought I should try DirectX 11 as it is very old card, even though developers do warn against using it. First thing I notice is a lot of FPS when I get into action, but it gets even worse when I use my summoning skill. Like holy moly, FPS has just left the PC. Now we are left with two main options to play, NIS and FSR. Both of those give out the same performance, but they do have some visual differences. NIS can look a bit too sharp at the times, where FSR is the opposite of that, too blurry, with ghosting effects, and it also has issues with some animations. Like this fire animation, it stops playing when a character stands still. That could mean that NIS is probably the best option to go with, but I do want to mention that I ran around with both options for a few hours and it was okay. An extremely important option to check is dynamic resolution. This needs to be on for both NIS and FSR. Without dynamic resolution or DR, this game would not be playable on this GPU, even though DR has visual cost, such as with NIS the sharpness effect can get a bit more annoying even when the sharpness option is set to 0%, and with FSR the blurriness becomes a bit more blurry. But on the upside, the FPS boost is going to be worth it. On average, DR gives 33% FPS boost and keeps most of the game above 30 FPS line, where without DR, the game will be struggling to keep even 20 FPS. As for the CPU, well, first let's talk about integrated graphics. That's when you don't have a graphics card and you run everything off on your CPU. I am using 7800 X3D, and with that I was able to get low 15 to 20 FPS. So unless you have a proper iGPU or APU, then I don't think this game is an option. But if you do have a PC, then you should be able to buy some older GPU under $50 that can run this game. And if you do that, one of the most important stats is VRAM. Do not buy card under 3 GB of VRAM. For example, GTX 770 has 2 GB and 4 GB versions. On 2 GB this game probably won't run, but on 4 GB it potentially could be even better than the 280X in my PC. And if you want to unlock texture quality option in your game, then you need at least 6 GB VRAM GPU. So about the CPU itself then, well, any 4-core CPU should be just fine, as I noticed the game uses mostly 2 cores. Having some high-end CPU means really nothing in this game. I locked down half of my 8 cores and had no FPS loss. It's nice to see the game that doesn't push some insane graphics that would break their game engine or require some spaceship to run it.
Hey, please click on subscribe so I can do more fun videos like that. And stay fluffy. Bye bye. Hey. This is so stupid. Hey.